tonight, the more they turn it on, the harder they fall. Well, they began it, and we're the ones to stop them once and for all. Tonight.
That way doesn't work. Keep that in mind. Okay. Here we go.
Introduce them.
Oh, introduce them. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Let's start over here.
Is that Bill Shue?
Good. Bill?
Yes.
Bill Schaefer, Birmingham, Michigan. His house is for sale.
Dan Brutnick was Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Winchester, Virginia, but then Washington, D.C.
Lawrence Potter said, was Washington, D.C., now Portsmouth, Rhode Island. I was the runner-up.
Chuck Pitcock, Chester, Illinois.
Art Schultz, Cincinnati, Ohio. Proud to be sitting next to a former Jeopardy winner.
Ed Lundeen, Austin, Texas.
Hey! Bill Jacobus, and currently homeless.
Not from UCLA.
Actually, at one time I lived in Davis, California, so it's appropriate.
Okay, good. Well, there's more to that story about being homeless. Okay, now let the games begin.
What is your name?
I told you once and you weren't listening. I'm Bob Holm, I'm class of 60. I worked at Ohio Wesleyan for 40 years in the development office. I've been retired for 10 years. And here I am again. Okay. Many poets have written sonnets to their fair ladies for 10 points. Who wrote them?
Shakespeare to the Dark.
Correct. We have a 30-point bonus question. Well, yeah. We don't need to push the buttons on this, though. We have a 30-point bonus question for this team. Meetings and partings are frequent in works of literature, and here are some book titles that include the words we say at meeting and parting. Title of a novel by Ernest Hemingway. Title of a one-act play by William Saroyan. That's Hello Out There. A novel by Francois Sagan. Correct. A book of poems by Carl Sandburg. Good Morning America. A novel by James Hilton.
Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
Correct. And finally, a biography of John Barrymore by Jean Fowler. Correct. Next toss-up. It is indigenous to North and South Carolina, and its name is Dionaea muscipula. No, M-U-S-C-I-P-U-L-A. What is the most unusual characteristic of this plant?
It eats insects.
Correct.
Just for a matter of fact.
What's the answer?
It eats insects.
Be louder.
Oh, okay, I'll try and repeat. I've been pushing it.
He did.
Okay, your bonus questions. American presidents have been many things to many people. For 5 points apiece, identify the American president who is a combination of these things. Lawyer, history professor, college president, and governor of New Jersey. That's over here. Nice try. Woodrow Wilson is correct. Medical student, Indian fighter, Army officer, 9th president of the United States. Incorrect. It's William Henry Harrison, not Andrew Jackson. Law student, school teacher, editor, and newspaper publisher. Correct. Warren G. Harding. Sheriff of Erie County, Mayor of Buffalo, Governor of New York. Grover Cleveland is correct. Member of the House of Representatives, U.S. Senator, Minister to Russia, Envoy to Great Britain, Secretary of State to the Cabinet of President Polk, and relative of my wife Mary. No, not John Quincy Adams, it's John Buchanan. Reported by some to be the worst president. Sorry, Mary. James, what did I say? James. Sorry.
Reset.
James.
Reset.
Reset.
What's the score?
Announce the score after we see the video.
UCLA says don't worry about it.
Okay, guys, here you go. This ought to be good. Toss up. I own a paint manufacturing company. I want to expand my business by what economists call horizontal expansion. For 10 points, what do I do? Build more buildings. Correct. Is answering all the questions.
That was a reset question.
Bonus question.
Good to remember that.
Alexander had quite an empire in 323 BC. Today his empire would include all or part of a number of modern nations. 10 points if you can name 6, 20 if you can name 10, and 30 if you can name 14. Now, maybe here is a piece of paper. Just do it. Okay. Wait a minute. Well, the person who made up this question, was this 1964 or now? Give it a try. I have no idea. Okay.
Macedonia, Greece, Turkey, Cyprus, Lebanon, Syria, Israel, Egypt, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Turkey.
That's enough. Okay, you got 12 points. 20 points for that. Okay. Want to write these down? Afghanistan, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Egypt, Greece, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Pakistan, Syria, and Turkey.
Wow. Bill Shaper.
They had 12, right?
I made it up. It seemed like it was close to 12.
Looks like you said Kyle over.
I don't think they'll mind. Next toss-up. Among the protector deities in this mythology are half lion, half dwarf, and 2 ladies. The first was the god Bes, while the latter was represented by a snake and a vulture. Its book of Heavenly Cow contains the myth of the destruction of humanity, in which beer, dyed to resemble blood, curtails a rampage. You can interrupt any time. You know. By the goddess Hathor. For 10 points, it's mythology that name the mythology that included the sun god Ra. Egyptian's correct. Egyptian mythology, yes.
Reset.
Okay. Okay, team, you ready? We could have a timeout and have 4 others come up. Dismiss UCLA and have Bard College.
Can we get oranges and snacks after the game?
Reset.
Okay.
Reset.
Who keeps pushing this button? All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you have a bonus. Given a European nation, name its second most populous city. What is the most The second most populous city in the following countries. Germany. Hamburg is correct. Ireland. Cork is correct. Poland. It's L-O-D-Z. So that's 20 points.
Yay, Ohio
Okay, you've got to get this one. According to common usage in this country, what comes between a birdie and a bogey? Let's see. Total of 30 points for this. Some people keep goldfish, some keep hamsters. For 5 points apiece, identify the animal or animal life with which these people are principally associated with. Joy Adamson.
Lions.
Correct. Gavin Maxwell.
Cars.
Otters. Of course. Thomas Hunt Morgan.
Butterflies.
Fruit flies. Yeah. Dr. John C. Lilly of the Communications Research Institute in Florida. Correct.
Excellent.
Wolfgang Kohler.
Plumbing.
Good try. How many times were we on Jeopardy? Okay. That's chimpanzees. And Ivan Pavlov.
Dog.
Got it. It was devised by Dr. David J. Bradley, who never intended it for public use. Today used when Windows users need to access the task manager, that is, for 10 points, what combinations, dubbed the three-finger salute, which early PC users used to reboot the system.
We got it here.
Okay.
Control-Alt-Delete.
Correct.
Repeat that.
Control-Alt-Delete.
Oh, yeah.
All at the same time.
I might want to write that down.
That's all.
I almost forget it myself. I'll save this question. Okay, here's your bonus. In 480 BC, the Persians lost a sea battle to the Greeks, but the Persian king left an army to deal with the Greeks the following spring. For 10 points each, name the sea battle in which the Greeks used a narrow channel to defeat the Persian ships. Salam. The Persian king on the losing end of both Salamis and Fateh. Correct. That's for 10 points. What modern piece of writing mentions the following figures? A one-eyed merchant, a hanged man, and a...
T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland.
Correct. A John Phoenician sailor, the answer is T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland. Bonus question for 20 points, 10 points apiece. Identify the historian or social scientist that first gained fame by noting the influence of the receding frontier on American expansion. Frederick Jackson Turner is correct. The influence of sea power upon history. Mahan, Alfred Thayer Mahan, correct. 20 points for that. Next toss up. Though a member of the Second Continental Congress, he did not get a chance to sign the Declaration of Independence because George Washington ordered him to set up the defense of the Hudson River Valley. A brigadier general, thanks to his service in the French and Indian War, he was a poor strategist, and his bad planning led to the loss of Fort Montgomery in 1777. He had considerably more success in politics, and he served as governor of New York for a total of 21 years. For 10 points, Bill. George Clinton. For 10 points, name this Democrat Republican who served as Vice President of the United States from 1805 to 1812. George Clinton is correct.
Way to go.
Bonus question, 30 points, 10 points apiece. Identify the poets that wrote these lines. The poet who wrote, on desperate seas, long want to roam. The hyacinth hair, thy classic face, the naiad airs that brought me home to the glory that was Greece and the grandeur that was Rome. Edgar Allan Poe is correct. Lo, all our pomp of yesterday is one with Nibbeth and Tyre, judge of the nations, spare us yet, lest we forget, lest we forget. Kipling is correct. I should have put this one aside. Lars Porsena of Clusium, by the 9 gods he swore that the great house of Tarquin should suffer wrong no more. And that is Macaulay and Horatius. How about that? Okay, next toss-up. For 10 points, what famous American reportedly expressed a philosophical attitude about taxes in these words? The taxes are indeed very heavy, and if those laid on by the government were the only ones we had to pay, we might more easily discharge them. But we have many others, and much more grievous to some of us. We are taxed twice as much by our idleness, 3 times as much by our pride. Benjamin Franklin is correct. 4 times as much by our folly, and for these taxes, the commissioners cannot ease or deliver us by allowing an abatement. Benjamin Franklin. Bonus question for 20 points. Many of the early explorers searched without success for the Northwest Passage, which would take them from the Atlantic to the Pacific. For 10 points, who wrote a book entitled Northwest Passage?
Kenneth Roberts.
Correct, Kenneth Roberts. For 10 points, who finally navigated the Northwest Passage?
Wasn't Jack?
Eric.
Roald Amundsen. So that's 10 points. Next toss-up. Published in 1690. The first is a refutation of the divine rights of kings as presented in Filmer's Patriarcha. The second argued for a government. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is it John Locke?
No. I'll continue with the question.
Sorry, go ahead.
The second argument for a government with power split between the legislative branch and the monarchy. It also defined the principal role of government as protecting the property of man and put forth the concept of a social contract. Published in 1690, identified this work by John Locke. Correct. It's 2 treatises of government. Oh, that's a toss-up.
That's the problem.
Yes, right. You have to know what the question is.
Yes, right.
Okay, bonus question, 20 points. In order to be useful, heat must be carried from the device in which it is generated to the place where it is to be used. For 20 points, name the 3 ways in which heat may be transferred. Well, I've heard two, conduction, convection, and the third is radiation. Sounds like you had to have all three right together. Okay, we have time for one more question. Toss up. From what you know of President's sons, for 10 points, which president's son was in close proximity to 3 presidential assassinations? Bill. Correct. Lincoln's son, Robert Todd Lincoln. Okay, for 30 points, your bonus question. According to biologist Lewis Wolford, it is not birth, marriage, or death at this moment which is truly the most important in your life. Identify this dramatic moment when the 3 primary germ layers began to separate and took form.
Conception.
That would be graduation.
What?
Well, I wrote all these. Identify the hollow ball of cells which you were immediately before gastrulation. That would be a blastocyst. The cells which would become your mesoderm moved into the space between your ectoderm and endoderm by passing through an elongated depression called what? That would be a primitive street. That was a doubter. The other day I was going through some papers from the College Bowl Time, and I came upon a letter that Eldon Smith wrote to me, who's the president.
Everybody knows that the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows